Good morning, West Tennessee. This is Don News at 11, and today we'll be talking about prehistory. Prehistory was made up of two ages, Paleolithic and Neolithic. The Paleolithic era was from 2.6 million years ago to 10,000 BC. This was called the Old Stone Age because of the use of the first stone tools. Second age was the Neolithic Age, which was from 10,200 BC and ending between 4,500 and 2,000 BC. Done.
Why?
Prehistory was very interesting, Mitch.
Prehistory is very interesting because there weren't many permanent spots people stayed in. In prehistory, the only people that existed were hunters and gatherers. They mainly moved with the animals they hunted. They hunted animals and gathered berries and fruits. At first, they only existed in mainly the Middle East and parts of Asia, until they started to go out towards other lands, following large herds of animals. A great example of this is the land bridge.
Thank you.
Yeah. The start of the Neolithic era is when people started to farm. The first self-sufficient city that used farming is Jericho, in modern-day Iraq. After farming, the first animals to be domesticated were in modern-day Iraq. Most settlements that first used farming were located in the Fertile Crescent. And that's what you need to know about geography in the Neolithic and prehistory eras.
Thank you, Mitch.
You're welcome.
And that was Mitch on prehistory. We'll be right back. I'm receiving breaking news now. Let's go to our archaeologist, Don.
The biggest discovery made about the Stone Age, really ever, was found in the Ötztal Alps in the form of a 5,000-year-old body of a prehistoric man named Otzi the Iceman. The Iceman holds many previously unsolved mysteries to our past. The Iceman was extremely well preserved because over those 5,000 years, he was almost like completely frozen for all of it. One of the most astonishing finds about the Iceman is that he had most of his tools still on him, and his copper X alone shows that scientists were 1,000 years off with their estimate on the Bronze Age. Some of the other things found in the Iceman include an animal skin quiver, which contained arrow shafts, a small flint knife, a pouch with a flint scraper, a bow, and an awl. His clothing included a belt, a loincloth, goat leggings, a bearskin cap, an outer cap, and a coat made of woven grass and moccasin-type shoes, which were made from deer and bear leather. Another peculiar find on the Iceman was that he had many tattoos, 61 to be exact. There's no solid answer to why he had them, but the most accepted one is that it was some form of medical treatment back then. Another mystery about the Iceman is cause of death. The most accepted type is murder, because there was an arrow discovered lodged into his back through a CAT scan that was really the only plausible way that he died. And that's it for about the Iceman.
Otzi was found.
Well, I don't know exactly up there, but I do have a map. I have a map of the Ötztal Alps. This is the site that he was found, as you can see. Right here is the site that he was found, and all the other areas around there. As you can see, these are some just basic examples of the tools that were found on him. And this is a general idea of what he looked like back then.
Thank you, Don. Now introducing our economist, Jack Henderson.
Thank you for your introduction, Ryan, and hello everyone. I am your economist with some interesting news. First off, trade was scarce in prehistoric times. There is some strong evidence of trade between two groups, which was an ancient gold trade route between the United Kingdom and Ireland. This recent discovery from archaeologists contains a rare possibility of being from ancient times. In other news, staying with the topic of trade, evidence of economic interdependence was found between groups in Indian regions. Archaeologists discovered that one group acquired a copper tool from a more developed group. This tool may have been traded in order to complete tasks that couldn't be conquered with less advanced tools. More evidence of trade was contact between cultures in the Mediterranean region. The cultures traded goods or services using the Danube River beginning at about 32,000 BC. Lastly on trade, it is clear that obsidian was traded in the Near East from 14,000 to 6,500 BC. We'll be right back after this short commercial.
Historic Tool Shack. We only make our tools from the finest rock and timber. Here are some of the examples of our finest tools. We have the best axe for cutting. We have a high quality hammer, as you can see right here. And here's our trademark, daggers. We put all of our time into perfecting these pieces of art. So don't wait, come on down today to Dan's Prehistoric Tool Shack and get one of our unique tools today.
We are back at Don News at 11. Next, prehistoric agriculture. Agriculture is an important topic. Prehistoric people were usually hunters and gatherers. They would gather plants and hunt animals for food. People would usually follow the animals in order to survive, which is most likely how humans reached North America over the land bridge called Beringia. But that is not true agriculture. The first to farm in prehistoric times were Sumerians in 9500 BC. Agriculture had then developed in India and Peru by 7000 BC and by 6000 BC in Egypt. Later on, other regions acquired the art of farming. In prehistoric times, people would simply plant crops annually, learning more every time. In Egyptian farming, irrigation systems were used starting around 6000 BC. That's all for this newscast, and I am your economist, Jack Anderson.
Thank you, Jack. This cast was brought to you in front of a live audience. Thank you, and good night. Welcome back. Now we're going to go to Owen on some great art and architectural in cave paintings.
Thank you, Ryan, for that amazing intro. My name is Owen Brown, your art and architectural historian here at Don News at 11. I'm coming at you today from Maros on the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia. Here in Maros is where the earliest known cave painting was found, from the Paleolithic era. This painting is, by the looks of it, approximately 35,000 years old. During the Old Stone Age, hunters and gatherers, also known as nomads, traveled from place to place in search of food. As a result, they didn't build houses on the move. Nomads settled in large caves. In their time, which was not occupied by relocating, hunting, gathering, or sleeping, nomads created paintings on the cave walls. Ancient people decorated these walls with paint made from charcoal or dirt, mixed with spit or animal fat. This mixture was often binded using earth pigments found in the environment, such as vegetable juices, blood, urine, and even bone marrow. Historians like myself have predicted that this paint was spread over the cave using techniques of dabbing, smearing, and brushing. The main reasons these paint were created was to bring prosperous hunting to the tribe, and for gorgeous interior decoration, of course. A question you may be asking yourself is, what would they paint? Well, as you can see here, typically paintings were pictures of the tribe hunting animals like buffalo or bison. Right here, we have our buffalo and our two nomads using their tools from the Old Stone Age, which were bows and arrows made of stone, because it was before they were advanced enough to use copper. These caves offered protection from the environment in addition to the answers about the life of the Homo sapiens during the Paleolithic era. Although no building styles were developed at this time because nomads didn't build homes to live in, we have been able to answer many unknown questions about how they lived back then. Thank you for your time. This has been Art and Architecture with Owen Brown. Back to you, Ryan. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm in a cave, and that's real, so. Now back to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Owen. Time now for our segment on focus questions.
What were the most important developments in prehistory?
Most important developments in prehistory are stone tools, hunting, fishing, domestication of animals, mining, medicine, and clothing.
Why did early people migrate?
Early people migrated to set out to find places with food and natural resources.
What are the differences between a hunter-gatherer society and an agricultural society?
Differences of hunter and gatherers in an agricultural society is that hunters and gatherers move from place to place and hunt animals and gather food. Agricultural communities stay in one place and farm crops and live off the land around them.
What were the positive aspects of hunting and gathering as a way of life?
Moving to different areas allows the population of the food you hunted to recover for the ability to someday move back to that area.
What are the conditions that support permanent settlements?
Conditions that support permanent settlements are constant rain, good soil, seeds, proper growing methods, and enough natural resources around the area of the settlement to survive.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now. In case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot, knock your shell off. My money stacked fat, plus I can't turn the swell off. The franchise doing big business, I live this, it's automatic. I win this, so you hear those horns, you finish. A soldier, and I stay under you fighting. Plus I'm storming on you chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you breaking me, kid, I'm harder than nails. Plus I keep it on lock like I'm part of the jail. I'm slaughtering stale competition. I got the whole block wishing they could run with my division, but they gone fishing with no bait. Kid, your boy hold weight. I got my soul straight, I brush your mouth like Colgate. In any weather, I'm never better. Your boy's so hot, you never catch me in the next man's sweater. If they hate, let them hate. I drop your whole clan. Lay out down for the 3-second tan. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now.
It's gon' be what it's gon' be. 5 pounds of courage, buddy base, 10 pants with a gold tee. It's a war dance, a victory step. A raw stance is a gift, and you insist it's my rep. John Cena trademark, y'all are so-so. And talk about the bread you make, but don't know the recipe for dough. Aiming guns in all your photos, that's a no-no. When this pop, your lip lock, your big talks a blatant no-so. See what happens when the ice age melt. It seems monetary status is not what matters, but it helps. I'm rocking Timepiece by Benny, if any. The same reason y'all could love me is the same reason y'all condemn me. A man's measured by the way that he thinks, not clothing lines, ice links, leather and minks. I spent 20+ years seeking knowledge of self. So for now, Mark Breck is living life for wealth.
Your time is up, my